I did a full compilation of all the videos it took to build my Suburban from square one when I got, well, not really when I got it, but when I started the project until boom, it being done, sitting right in front of me. So check it out. You can do this too. It's long, but it's worth it. I made a financial decision. Stay tuned. This is my lovely pickup that I bought from a friend of mine, and it's been a great truck. However, it's got those little tiny issues that keep driving me nuts. So I thought, I'm gonna go buy a new Suburban. I got kids, I got a dog, great for road trips. This is my wife's car. There's my new Suburban. Yep. I looked at the price tags and they were more than half my house. So the cost of my house when I bought it, not anymore because the prices are insane, but more than half the price of my house. So I decided I'm just gonna finish this old one that I bought a couple years ago and make it cool. I'll give you guys a tour of it. She's a beaut. Now it's not all it's cracked up to be, or not all that it's eyes in the beholder's eyes, a beauty, or whatever that saying is. It's a 1989 Chevrolet Suburban with our lovely 80s GM paint. I think the silver and the blue were bad, and it's got the light blue with silver in it and the dark blue that's bad. So there it is. It's a lovely rig. I don't live in Oregon. It just has Oregon plates for some reason. It's got this nose that I really like. That's kind of a desirable nose that I think was a couple years that on the square bodies. I don't think it ever was on the pickups, but just on the Suburbans and maybe the big trucks. It's nice. Anyways, give you guys a quick walk around of it. It has the hubcaps. I took them off because those are shot. So I'm looking for wheels as we speak. And yeah, let's give you guys a little tour of this thing. She's got some Mount Tucky pinstripes. That's fingerprints, but that's like the only real body damage. And I don't think that's deeper than a credit card, so that might just be sanded down and patched. Give you a tour of it real quick, and then I'll tell you the plans. And like I said, the beauties are eyes and beholders, so bear with me. It's got the lovely square body interior. Everything square body is just in, and it's cool, and I've always loved them. It's my first truck. It's in the garage, C10. Maybe I'll work on them these days. Here's the interior. She's a little rough on the carpet. The seat, pretty immaculate. Maybe a steam cleaning or 2 or 7. That seat, also immaculate. The seats are folded up right now, but they're in good shape, I promise you. There's wood there for something I was going to build that I never did. Wide open in the back. Everything works except the radio. It's a factory optioned non-third row back there, so that's kind of cool. The roof's a little saggy, and also the air conditioning doesn't work. It's got a gun rack. Yep, that's gross. Carpet kits are pretty reasonable, so that'll be a thing. I got a winch I can put in it too. She's got a tow package. That's good because I have a trailer to tow, so that's a plus. If you look at the body though, it's all pretty straight. A little bit of rust up there, but it's not rusted through. Just the surface rust crap. Reason I bought this truck, I bought it 2 years ago, and I put maybe the drive home on it plus 3 miles. I bought it because, well, I have a pickup and I like it, but it keeps having those little issues that drive me freaking nuts. Seat warmer won't turn off. Tire keeps going flat. Fix it. The other tire goes flat. What else is it? The battery goes dead in the winter because it's got a parasitic draw somewhere. And I just don't want to deal with it anymore. I like it. My buddy wants to buy it, my neighbor, so I'm going to sell it to him and use those proceeds to make this exactly what I want. I've always wanted to just build a daily driver that was cool. Or exactly what I want. I also went and looked at new Suburbans. And while they are beautiful, their motors have been questionable as of late. And they cost more than I can buy a Ferrari for. An old Ferrari, an old Lambo. 6 figures for a family mobile that's gonna have Cheerios ground into the carpet in probably 2 weeks. The kids are back there, I don't know if you saw them. So I just didn't feel like doing that. So I bought this bad boy and I figured I'm gonna put all the money towards this and fix it. It is, reason I bought it, it was a 3/4 ton so I can tow, which is huge for me because I obviously buy a lot of cars, take family camping, side by side, all that fun stuff. It's 4-wheel drive and it's got that shifter, which is cool because these work a lot better than your push buttons because they're not electric. This dirt's gross. I don't know what that is, but we're going to try to clean that up or put a carpet kit in. But if you look around this thing, the door panels are immaculate. The dash is great. It's got a crack. That's it. Everything else, the radio doesn't work. I think it works, but not great. The other reason I bought this thing, okay, fires right up. Well, you know, the first, I turned a little too quick. She's a runner. She's a runner of goodness. Needs a tune-up. They all do, but that's why. She's a runner, a good runner that I wouldn't have an issue driving across the state I live in to my family's house or taking on a road trip with the family. I don't know if that works. I'd like a phone charger. So, oh, something fell out. That's okay. But this is going to be the new family cruiser / dad's rig. My old racing numbers in there. That's cool. Oh, my kid's been playing in there. Bring that in. You know, those are tiny. He's not that small anymore. It has a motor that I'll show you. Now, this thing's eyes are beauty and holding beholders. So it's a small block Chevy. I think it's 350, whatever came in those. I'd have to look at the stickers on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It is dirty, but don't let that intimidate me. The guy who had it before me took it on dirt roads a lot, had a place up in the mountains, so it's dirty. You know, I didn't notice that. That'll be all right. So yeah. Needs an oil change. Other than that, it's pretty much mechanically sound, other than maybe that. Should have spent $115,000. Nope, we're going to be good. Or as you guys just will see now, the picture I had was AI generated, which is a crazy concept to me that that's a thing. I put this in and I said I want X amount of lift on it, these wheels and tires, and I want it painted these colors. So the plan. This and this is going to be that color, which is similar to that color. And that's the paint coat I'm going to use. And then this is going to be white. If somebody has a better idea, let me know. Send it my way. Maybe I'll consider it. I'm not super set on that, but I want it to have the retro two-tone. And then I don't like this trim. See, 2,500, 3/4 ton. I'm not a big fan of the trim. It's also a GMC Suburban, not a Chevy. So same thing, different, same, different badging. Not a fan of this style trim, so I might see if I can find the metal trim or these kind of decals to put on there to break it up. I have not decided yet, or maybe I make that work. I don't know. I know what that's for. I get it, but it's just not attractive. And if I put a little lift on it, I shouldn't have to worry getting door dinged. Not a lot, just a little. The other thing I'd like to do is I like the more bumpers, kind of like my neighbor's rig. Hopefully he doesn't care that I filmed his rig. Those bumpers without the trim on them. Those are more my favorite, more my style. I don't like the rubber stuff of the late 80s, early 90s. Just is not attractive in my opinion. If you think so, that's cool. I just don't like it. See, it's up here too, and it's coming off. I think bumpers are pretty reasonable, or maybe I can make these work. I don't know. I haven't really dug these apart yet. Don't really know. Wheels and tires, those will be updated. It's got the old locking hubs that you do by hand, which is pretty sweet. Makes me feel like a man. All in all, this is a pretty desirable model of Suburban for the generation, for what it is. I'd like a two-wheel drive lowrider, but I live somewhere that snows 6 months out of the year, so that'd be cool. But I already have a two-wheel drive C10. Oh, that's a dent. Oh, shoot. Well, I'll fix that. That's all right. That's probably the worst of the worst. The rest of the fender's in pretty good shape. Just those pinstripes. Not these ones. These ones. Anyways, it's four-wheel drive, so that's what I want. It's 350, decent gas mileage. Not saying good gas mileage. I get it. You'll all remind me that that's not good gas mileage. But my current truck gets 8, so this does better than that. So that's ideal. If I lift it and put big tires on it, it won't. But we're not going to go insane with the lift. We're just going to go practical. As I tell my lovely wife, practical lift. And I'm actually lifting it for a reason, not just because it looks cool. If you look at it, I don't know if you can tell in this, it's got a little lean to that side. It kind of leans. So we're going to fix that issue by totally repairing the suspension is what I told her I was doing. So if you're watching this, don't get mad at me, babe. I'd love to have a build video, but as you guys can see, it currently has a flat tire on it. So therefore I need to fix that before I can sell it to my buddy who lives there, because he's one of my good buddies and I don't want to make him mad with selling them junk. So I gotta get that tire fixed. And then I'll sell that, and then I'll work on this. So this video is basically just a walk around to the truck, see what I'm gonna start on. I'm gonna try to get a video out every single week. No promises, probably every other week. Although it is getting to be fall, so I have a little more time on my hands. But we're gonna try to do every other week on this thing for sure. If not, I can push a video out every week. It'll probably be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. So yeah, let me know. I'll have my kids working on it with me, so they're entertaining. They're excited about it. The boobin, they call it. Da boobin. Da boo boobin is what my 4-year-old calls it. So that'll be fun. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys subscribe so you can see this thing. Pretty plain in here, but we're gonna do it all up. My goal is to spend less than $5 grand on this and show that I can make. I think I bought this thing for like $4 grand. So if I can do under 10 grand total for this thing, for a immaculate family cruiser that runs and drives and looks the part, then that will be the goal. Budget builds are my thing, and this is no different. So under 10 grand, and I'm already we'll say $4,000 into it. So under 10 grand, $4,000, it gives me $6 grand to blow on it, which gives me a pretty good buffer. It's wheels and tires, the lift, and paint. So that means I got to do everything myself and not pay labor costs. So it's going to look mediocre at best, but we'll take it. Well, I don't know why my face had a black mark on it and then it went away. I've sanded so much. This car was white before I started. Wow. It's the dust off this. I'm kidding. Relax, I'm kidding. This is attempt number 74 of starting this video. Working on the old Bourbon, getting it ready for bodywork, paint, a lift, wheels and tires, some interior work, and just gonna make it a daily driver. Stay tuned. I decided with this one that I would try to use my 4-year-old's design ability plus a little artificial intelligence with ChatGPT, like you guys saw in the thumbnail, of turning this into the ultimate family rig. What color do you want it, buddy?
Dark blue.
Well, okay, well, yep, definitely dark blue. I also may have picked up some wheels because I asked him again, what color do you want the wheels?
Gold.
We'll do bronze. So earlier this week, I had this on the lift at my neighbor's house to try to get it lifted, and well, they needed their shop back, and I just didn't have time, and parts didn't come off, and stuff was all gunked up. We had U-bolts half off, so I limped it back over to my house. It's literally a block. Limped it back over to my house, and I decided I'm just going to start on it here. I have some jack stands. I think I can get at least the rear lifted. I can also get these bumpers off because I have another idea. Now, chrome's a great color and all. I do love chrome sometimes, but I think this would look good with black accents. So I'm going to paint gloss black. This, might pull this trim off, maybe buy some more. And then I'm going to paint these black, this black, and then I'll paint the grill matte black. And then this innards, it keeps changing focus. So the outside of this, where it's like kind of that brownish gray, that's going to be gloss, and then inside will be matte. And then I'm gonna maybe buy some different headlights, some more modern ones. Now you might say, well, that's not very original. Well, you're right. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit of a modern-ish looking cruiser, family rig. I don't know. And if you don't like the gold and the blue, bear with me, or the bronze. I think we're gonna be able to make this. What do you got a helmet on for? Pretending. Okay. Pretend to be a NASCAR driver. All right. Maybe one day you'll be one. Anyways, I'm going to try to make this like semi-modern looking with some like touches. So if you don't like it, bear with me. I will have mags that I can throw on it. I will keep these that I can put on it if I don't like the bronze wheels. I also have, I'll also have the bronze wheels. Sun's in my eyes. They're not in my eyes. It's in my back, but you guys can't see me. I'll also have other wheels to go back to if I don't like the look. And if I don't like the one color design, I have gotten pretty good with wrapping vehicles in vinyl and can do this line here, this factory line. I can do that in white vinyl. Are you singing? We're not going to get anything done. Anyways, we can get, I can do this line in white and kind of make it look, you know, back to modern, or back to original-ish. The reason I'm painting these bumpers is they're scraped, they're scratched, they're dented, they're dinged. And you can tell right there. Oh, we're just going to make them look good. As for the interior, well, when you sell your truck, you got to haul straw on a Suburban, so I'm just mad about that. Hey, there's my lift. Anyways, you can see the straw in there, so I'm allergic to it. I sneeze a lot. Grab these goodies, get out, and get on with it. All right, let's do this. All right, so first things fifth, or whatever that saying goes. I'm going to pull the bumpers off. I'm going to get them in here. I have paint that I bought from a paint shop with it was really expensive, like $40 a can, but it's automotive gloss black, and I wanted something that I know is going to be good quality, is going to stick, because the bumpers, dealing with chrome, I'm going to have to sand it down a little bit, put some high build on it, and then paint them. So the bumpers are going to come off. We'll start with the grill, and this is all just because I don't have a place to do the lift on yet. We'll pull the grill off, we'll pull the bumpers off, we'll pull the whole nose off. Not the nose, not this stuff, but this stuff. We're going to paint that black. These will be black. These will probably be black eventually, or at least in here will be black. These will be black. Not the taillights, I don't think, but around the outside. Hold on, my kid's yelling at me. I have a large shop, too, that I could do this in, but I also have a lot of junk in cars. So this one's going to have to be done outside, which is not ideal. Dang it. Somebody buy my stuff. That's for sale. That's for sale. All right, I'm going to start cutting and grinding and getting some stuff off of this thing and unbolt doing. Let's get after it. The other thing I'd like to say is it'd be really smart to paint that before I lifted it, but, you know, being not very intelligent, I decided to buy the biggest vehicle to learn how to paint on instead of buying something small and then lift it before I paint it. That wasn't very smart. The lift isn't massive, it's only a couple inches, but all right, we're gonna get after it. I'm gonna start tearing this thing apart. I'll take you guys along with me. Now it looks like she got her teeth knocked out, so, well, she did. A couple things with these. So looking at the old grill here, I noticed this beforehand, but this chrome stuff's kind of coming up, so if I have to knock that off, it's just plastic with like chrome coating on it. I could order another one of these, but I don't want to buy one. Well, it's usable. We're gonna make it work.
Fishing guy, we watch fishing guy every night and we watch soapboxes.
Yeah, and race cars.
And race cars.
All right.
And
He is just a camera monster. Anyways, the people want to see the car building. Okay, so these are the headlight bezels. This is the, I think it'd be the driver, well, sorry. This is the driver's side headlight bezel. As you can tell, it's broke, so I might order one of these. I could glue it, but then like this clip's broke too. I don't feel like dealing with that. Come over here to check this side. Oh, there's my paint. This side, that clip's also broke. And then it's like cracked here. I just feel like ordering a new one just make more sense. So, and they're like $30 on Amazon, so I'll probably just do that right now. All right, now we're moving on. So these are a pain. If you've ever pulled just a bumper off anything, they're just a pain in the buttocks. So I'm gonna have to soak this, and then we're gonna try to, well, we'll worry about the trim when the trim comes, or time comes. I didn't order any. So we're gonna pull. I also don't have a front plate, so I don't even know if I want to run this bumper, but it's a collector vehicle, so I got collector plates. Saving money on tabs every year. Anyways, so I'm going to soak these bolts down, or the nuts down, so that I can get this bumper off. I can't even get to these ones with that tow package down there. So what I'm going to do is pull that out. I'm probably going to freshen that up with some
Boo.
tractor paint or something.
Okay.
Hold on, dude. Let Dad talk about the truck. And then we're going to pull the bumper off, and then we're going to get after it. Well, and I'll pull these off, too, since they're easy. Change of scenery. Made some room in my shop. I moved all my junk over so I could fit my big junk in here. You know, if you condense your little junk, you can cram in big junk. There it is. Okay, so I have removed tow package. I did that off camera because who cares about me taking bolts off. I am going to get these off eventually, but I'm going to start, well, I'll probably do it now because it's pouring down rain outside. I had to move my convertible Catalina outside, put a tarp over it. That's making me anxious. And eventually tonight at some point, it's going to go right here. I don't know how that's going to happen. I'm going to let this dry. I'll probably just let it dry off camera because that's literally watching water dry, which is probably worse than watching paint dry. And then I will start the body working process. Went to the local paint supply store, and man, did I cash out. Got me a breathing thing, you know, because suffocation's not ideal. I guess it'd be chemical exposure is not ideal. Got a sanding block or two. There's another one somewhere. Got me some tapes, which I read a thing that said you don't want to set them on the end. You want to set them like this. So, boom, that's going to roll off. Paint cups. All right, my buddy's calling. Some of that stuff. Anyways, I had a phone call come in there. That's just to mix into the primer. That's also to do such with. This stuff was actually pretty reasonably priced. I was surprised. Hardener for the Bondo. Yes, Bondo, I said it. Cheap little air compressor gun, water taker outer thingamabobber. We got some primer in here, high build primer and some Bondo. I'll show you guys that when I get to it. And then just some plastic. And then this is going to be the paint for the bumper. I don't know if the body shop said this stuff works good for stuff like that. And then I have a can of primer that I got with it that I'll wet sand because it's going to be black. So yeah, for stuff to dry because I need to get it so it starts. I don't want the thing gummed up. So, and that's also in my car outside. Dang it! I knew I was gonna need that. So I gotta run out and grab that out of my Catalina. I think I'm gonna start probably eventually on the roof. Would be like ideally get that done and over with because I can't really reach up there because I'm not very tall. All right, as you guys saw, I'm sanding it. This is 180 that I have on that bad boy. Sorry, 120 on that, and then I have more 180 that I'll eventually put on it. I didn't buy 120, it just came with it, so I'm using all that before I go to the 180. Doing a pretty good job. You can see, and I haven't wiped this off yet or anything. You can see there's still some of these rust marks. I don't think that's a huge, well, that's gonna be an issue. You can feel the pitting kind of. So I might hit this a little harder, try to get that gone. Down here, it's coming out pretty good. You can see the swirls in the marks, and that's why I use high build primer. I don't really want to have to pull that, but I might just because why not? I'm pulling everything else except the door handles and the mirrors. But yeah, as you can tell, it's kind of doing it. I tried to film myself working on it, and it went okay. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see if I can knock this down more. I don't like that at all. I can feel pitting right there, so that might be a skim coat of some Bonda. But yeah, I'm going to keep working on this thing, and the air compressor is running really loud, so it'll just be me working in time lapse. Here we go. All right, I've been sanding on this thing for, well, it feels like hours, and it's been about an hour. It's going. I pulled the emblem. You guys might have seen that in the time lapse. This side I really dug into. This side I kind of just skimmed it. And as you can see the orange color there of that surface rust. So I definitely need to get it a little bit more with, I don't know if I need to go finer grit or a little tougher grit or probably both. We'll just hit it with both. This paint sucks, so that's cool. It doesn't want to come off with the 120 that I have, so, and of course naturally it just flakes off until it doesn't. So that's been great. I'll show you guys what else I was doing while I was letting my phone charge or camera phone charge. This right here, this is like the one chunk of body damage. I mean, it's minute to say the least. It's got like a gash right here and then a gash here. They're both extremely shallow, so I can probably just skim coat them. I'm just worried that it's kind of popped up here, so I might have to do a little hammer work. I don't know, teach myself. Never done hammer work, so I'll Google that or YouTube that and go from there. I tried sanding through this stuff, and this is what I was worried about. This stuff sucks. It's the worst. I hate it. There's not a good way. I've used those eraser things. I've tried products. Sander, it just gummed up my sander. This was a disc, and it was done. So I don't want to go through all my sandpaper trying to move this, however I may. And then I started playing down here, which I think this has that factory coating on that you see on some factory square bodies. They'll have like a vinyl, I don't know what it was. It was some paint protector thing, and they suck. I remember sanding off my C10 and it was horrible. So we're working our way around here. The issue with this primer, I think with this paint, was the primer in the 80s, if I remember right. If you guys know, tell me. I was not born. So if you know the issue, then let me know. So yeah, it's moving right along. After doing the hood, I'm just dreading this. I will be up in the air. This is probably why I did this before I lifted it. It was a smart thing. This is gonna suck. It is high up. I'm sitting on a stool right now and I'm still needing, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm on a little step stool fellow there. And I'm reaching up right now. So this is about shoulder length. I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna have to open the doors, maybe get a ladder out here. I don't know, attach myself to my rafters and sand from there. I'd like to just scuff it and then throw product on it, but I don't want to do this the wrong way and have issues later. And then I got to pull all these drip rails, and haven't decided with these yet. If anybody knows what these are, can you tell me? Because I know they're probably for a roof rack, but what roof rack? Because I would like a roof rack, I think, but I don't want to deal with these. So I don't want to take them off, but I might have to. So let me know. That'd be cool. If you recognize these bad boys, there's 4 of them, 1 on each corner, 2 bolts going in. I can't see them on the headline or inside, so who knows. I'm just gonna keep sanding and off camera until, well, I give you guys a good update. We'll do some time lapse and later of me sanding, but I gotta find something that digs in and does this opposed to this, because this is taking me an hour and I can't, more than an hour. It's taking me an hour and like 30 minutes. So I need to find a quicker way to do this. The other issue is my air compressor, which I thought was totally fine and could keep up. She ain't keeping up. So I can get about 8 to 10 minutes and then it's stop and let it cook, or let it run. And then it's 8 minutes, stop and let it run. So here we go. Good news now, it's the next day and I worked on this thing all night. We sanded away and I got a fender and a hood done. Started on the roof. And the air compressor issue with my sanding wheel, I found a solution, and it's that right there. The old Walmart special Black & Decker sander bobber that I've had in my drawer and I forgot about. So I threw a 6-inch disc on a 5-inch sander and went to town. It worked. It did all right. But I started with the higher grit, and then I went down to like 60, and then I just bought some 40. So I'm going to hit it hard on... I'd like to get the roof done today, I think, because I want to get all that rust out of here and just keep cleaning that up so it's not, the particulates are in the air. So I'm going to get up on the roof, and I guess I'm going to sand all day today because, well, I haven't even touched the side. I touched right there, but I got some work to do, so bear with me, guys. I've been visited by the sanding fairy. I've just been sanding this thing for hours, and I'm tired of it. I am needing reinforcements. Thought about like chemical paint stripper, but that'll just be a mess. And I think you can't really inhale that stuff or you like die. So maybe, I don't know. Somebody tell me. Somebody will tell me. So please tell me. Now it's very dusty in here. You could tell. So like this is bare metal, obviously around the handles. They don't want to get too close, so we're not there. But this whole bottom half of the truck still needs to be, or Suburban still needs to be done. And I believe the whole back. Yeah, she needs to be stripped there too. So, and the roof I think is mostly done. I just need to touch up some spots, I believe. So I've called in reinforcements. By calling them, I mean I bought them. They paid money for them. Kind of a lot, more than I cut into the paint budget. There we go. Hercules strip paint, remove rust, conditions metal. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it's going to work good. YouTube said it did in the videos. This bad boy is done. It's earned its stripes. This bad boy also earned its stripes, but I need to just get it done. So, whew. Here we go. Officially day 900 and no, it's like day 4, but or 6, or I really don't know. Anyways, give you guys a quick update. I'm almost done sanding. I bought a new tool. If you guys follow my channel, you might have seen a short of the tool I bought. I'll show that to you real quick. It's that bad boy right there, the Harbor Freight paint stripper. Man, she does work. Holy smoking Toledo, Batman. The reason I'm moving around as much as I am is because it kind of adds a little heat to it, and I don't want, well, to warp the metal for one thing, and to like take big chunks out. Still some primer. It kind of sands it pretty rough. It's kind of a rough abrasive pad, but that was about 15 minutes worth of work right there. That's not done yet, obviously. You can tell by the rust up here. It digs into those pits. Kind of knocks those out, so that's good. I don't want to get too close because in case I got to reuse this. I don't think I do, but we're just gonna play her safe. I'm going to pull these windows eventually. Back around here, this whole side of the truck's done for the most part. Obviously, I got to get down here where the bumper is. And then around the door handles, frontal view, she's done. Right along the top of the windshield, there's a little bit I got to hit with like a DA. I just don't want to dig into that because I'm not pulling the window. So, yeah, working our way around this way. That's pretty much the color the whole thing's going to be. It's going to be that color-ish. Pretty close. I hit all this last night. You can just tell how deep some of these scratches are in the metal, which is good-ish. I should be able to tolerate that. This was all DA'd. I might go over with that scuffer just to take off that primer because I think that was the issue back in the late 80s. I pulled the mirrors, process of pulling door handles. I caved. Dang it. More work. But hey, more content, maybe. Unless I forget to film it. So, I mean, we're just about there. It's just some touch-up stuff. The DA, obviously, like right along there where that window is. I don't like that. That looks terrible. So, I believe this window, the other big window, and then the 2 back windows are going to come out. I may take those ones off and roll them down. I don't want to pull all the window assembly out. These are not meant to do so. They are miserable to do that in if you've done that before. After, like, sanding on it for a long time with DA sanders and then just getting mad and having my sanding fairy come over, he helped a lot. I caved. Anyways, though, I will take some DA with like the 180 and I'll clean all this up. Obviously, I still got to go up and around here. That wheel's pretty easy to control, but I don't want to get into anything up there. Plus, like, these gaps and these old things are just factory legit. Like, that is just, that's all right. It's not a show car. 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 Probably do around the windows with a DA. It'll take longer, but it'll be cleaner. But yeah, we are moving right along. I'm going to try to pull this back bumper off, I think, today. Actually, probably right now. and then get the back of these quarters. And then I think there's a panel right there. You can kind of see those bolts in. Don't know what that does, but, or I'll at least scuff it so I can spray it. Cool. The other thing is with all the chrome that's on the truck, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Everybody likes old school square bodies with their chrome. I'm going to mix it up and try something new. And if I hate it, well, I'll be $600 into needing new stuff to where I can get it chromed and then be good. I'm going to paint the big dog ear mirrors black, not the reflective part because then I couldn't see. We're going to paint the bumpers black, and then we're going to paint the door handles black. So we're going to have no chrome. Oh, and the gutters, the rain gutters. We'll have no chrome on this thing, and I think it'll look good with my wheel choice. This is over there. You might have saw a tire. They're brand new. I spent way too much money on them. They were as much as the Suburban. Makes sense in a guy's mind. Anyways, yeah, so like the thumbnail that I'm assuming you guys saw and clicked on, these will be black. The taillights, I love square body taillights, red as they are, but if something looks better, let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'll change something up there and go black, or I don't know. Oh yeah, and then they have like a chrome trim around them that'll also go black. Pretty much if it's chrome, it's going to be black to include the door locks. So, all right, well, my wife's calling, so I better answer the phone. Well, good news. The phone call went good with the wife. Went and had dinner, and it's like 4 hours later, and now I'm back out in the shop. But I think this may be the end of the video because it's kind of a long one, and I've been just working on it this whole time, and it's kind of getting boring. It's watching me sand. So, quick recap, and then the goals for the next episode. So, subscribe if you haven't. I sanded a lot. That's the recap. I'm pulling these off, pulling the other bumper. We'll get the door handles off in the next video. And yeah, we're making a ton of progress. Taking this thing to bare metal is taking way longer than I thought. Thought I could do it in a couple days, and it's been more than that. And I'm tired of sanding. So we're going to start pulling parts off. Got the door handle off on the other side. I turned it around, as you can tell. Makes it a little more accessible. So I got to pull all 4 door panels off, pull the handles off. Well, 5, including the rear. Man, this is a lot of work. And then just touch up some sanding stuff. I think I got it pretty far. Obviously, I got to do like all this stuff where I couldn't get with the bumpers, that piece right there. And yeah, if you want to come work for me for free, I won't pay you. Hi, I got my shop assistant out here ready to help. What are we going to do today, bud?
Bodywork and paint.
Bodywork and paint. I don't think we're going to paint yet, dude.
Yes, we are.
Oh, my spit bubble. I don't know what we're painting. We're painting models, but...
Yeah, we'll paint my truck.
You painted your truck?
Why?
Let's get after it. All right, so I've done the majority of the bodywork. Got a couple more things that I mentioned in the last video of what I needed to do before I got to the point of painting it. I'll show you guys the main piece of damage. It's horrible. Back driver's side door. Sorry about the lighting. I'm going to fix that here soon. So these are the two, like, the worst parts of it. I think it hit something, and I showed you guys this in the previous video, but now it's all naked metal. I think it maybe hit something turning, or I have no idea how that happened, but those are semi-deep, not bad. I'm just going to put a little skim coat of the Bondo over it. The reason I'm starting on the bodywork now is I'm tired of pulling things apart, so to finish the sanding. I'll get the sanding done. You guys won't have to watch that again. That was miserable. So. Yeah, miserable. And plus I can't hang out with him when I'm sanding because sanding particulates are not good for his little poop smeller. All right, so I'm gonna go whip out my Bondo, which is on the deck of my race car, covered in plastic. No, it isn't. I don't even know if it got harder. I had to have gotten harder. Shh. It's back there, so I gotta grab it. Here we go. No. I've watched car shows since the beginning of time. Pretty much anybody on the old Discovery Channel and everything. And I always thought Bondoing was, like, for some reason, the most, like, satisfying thing to watch. And then I did it, and it's not that fun. So, I guess bear with me if you're into it and if you're not. I promise this is organized. It's a disaster. All right. Oh, look. Found the hardener. That's good. I found the hardener, dude. You hold that, shop assistant? Yeah. Okay, cool. I would say this is going to be my filler and finishing putty. I got this from the guys down at Auto Paint Plus in Post Falls, Idaho, and they are phenomenal. That kid knew his stuff, I think. Got the baby monitor going for the brother of that one. Get this stuff opened up here. Oh, I forgot how this stuff stinks. You probably shouldn't smell this, bud. Your mullet might grow longer and your brain cells might get fewer. There she is.
What's that?
This is called hardener. So just a little trail of that.
Why is it blue?
That's just the color they make it in. This is the whole reason I started a YouTube channel, so I could hang out. Well, initially it was to build hot rods, and then I had kids, so now it's to build stuff with my kids. Huh, dude?
Yeah. Why are you mixing that up?
So you mix it up so it gets hard.
Does it sound good?
No. It smells terrible, bud.
Keep mixing it then.
Oh, I'm mixing it. Wear gloves if you do this. Okay. Tiny assistant, that's you. You ready, bud? Bringing it over here. Hey, you want to be the cameraman, bud? Well, not with, no, you got to turn around. So you got to, I have a 4-year-old cameraman, so bear with us.
Ooh, that's looking really good, Dad.
All right, 4-year-old approved.
Oh, yeah, that looks so awesome.
All right, I think that one
Looks pretty good.
looks pretty good, you think, dude?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Maybe take a little off it.
One pass like that. Oh, I can see the dent, dang it.
If you guys like this video, check out these videos.
That's right. Okay,
I like to say
what do you
that.
think, bud?
Ooh, that looks wicked. Can I show it under here?
Nobody, keep shining. We're working on this right now, so we're just showing this. All right, good enough.
Okay.
How do you think that turned out, bud?
Pretty good, bud. Whoa.
Yeah, it's a little rough, but that's why you sand it. So we'll let that tack up, harden up a little bit, and then I don't have the right sandpaper, so whoops. Probably jumping the gun doing the Bondo. My assistant got to see how that works. Yeah, everything back here is pretty straight. I think that I gotta weld those holes up. I gotta move some stuff, but there's a dent in one of these doors, but I think I can push it out from the back because it's a pretty good size dent, and I don't really want to deal with that. The pros is skim coat this whole thing. This right here, I don't know. I gotta pull the window to get to that. And then up there, I don't think I'm gonna need Bondo there. That's all done. Ooh, she's shiny. Just leave it. All right, as you can tell, I've had an tire change because it's a couple days later. I wore my going out shirt. Nope. All right, Bondo's been on for a couple days hardening. It was a hard day of. I just got lazy and got busy with children. I was able to pull the door handles last night with a good buddy of mine, Rich, the Standing Fairy. He exists, I promise. He'll be on video eventually when I feel like filming late at night. So I got to finish sanding these. I think I got one door handle done already. I'll go across here, do this. I got to figure out what I'm doing with these. And then pull the wipers, pull the bumpers, which I've been dreading this whole time. And then I should be able to get everything sanded, cleaned, and then prepped for, I guess, primer, which is terrifying. I also found out I had a coolant leak. Because why not? At least it's in the garage and it's not getting cold and gonna freeze up on me. I gotta pull this trim. I pulled the little locking thing out. I think the only way to really do this is just to cut it. From everything I've been reading, how to put the new stuff in, not sure, but that's future me issue. All right, I guess I'll get after it. I'll leave it on time lapse so you guys can watch, because some people find that entertaining, some don't. If you don't like it, fast forward it, but don't go anywhere. Also, real quick, sorry, I know. I bought acetone to clean it, and the lid won't come off, so I had to stab a hole in it. Anyways. Well, things went sideways. The cowl on this thing was loose, and I would use my little thing to blow it out, and, well, I'm kind of glad I decided to pull it out. Not to paint it, but I'll show you guys. Now, if you couldn't tell in the time lapse, apparently there was some live creatures in here at one point. All that's going to do is rot out eventually this down into there, and I don't even want to deal with that. So I'm extremely stoked that I made the proper decision to do a little more work on this. I mean, there's paint chips in here, for goodness sake. Somebody had painted, I believe, the cowl at one point. As you can tell, they didn't do a very good job taping that. So I might paint that off the truck. Maybe just try to get this off this rubber because I really don't want to have to replace this. So yeah, That's not ideal. Oh well, I got a shop vac. I'll vacuum it up right now and see what we're working with. This thing is still, I mean, it's rust free down here. There's no rust. It's gonna rust. I'm gonna pull this out or vacuum this out, and then I'm gonna start. I think I gotta, scuff this. I gotta go get some Scotch-Brite. I hit all this with the fancy sander machine. I'm just need to make a decision on those. I want a roof rack eventually, but I don't know if that's gonna be it. Pull those off maybe, and then paint them, and then put them back on. And I don't know. I'm not really sure yet. Oh, jeez. Just banged it off the Suburban. As you can tell on this, the paint is, I mean, if I painted this on the truck, it would just be, it wouldn't stick. I mean, I got to go over this with a Scotch-Brite pad. This is, I think, the primer maybe. Maybe the bare metal. You could tell where they painted it there. It matches up with the paint on the cowl. And then there was some kind of something done here. And I don't know why, if that's obviously not factory because there's overspray on it. It's always an adventure. At least it's in good shape. You can see the paint on the bottom of this. That would just blow out and get in the paint, and I'd just be mad. So I'm going to hit all this with some kind of just sanding, get it clean, and it'll be sprayed right here next to this. Here we go. Maybe not. There you go. Great news. Everything's sanded for the most part, except for behind the bumpers, which I'm just dreading taking off, to be honest with you. So eventually I'll just do it. But I'll show you what my plan is for the door jambs. I'm not going to go all out on those, but I want them to semi-match. The lighting out here is still, with the new lights, not fantastic. Anyways, as you can tell, there's just dirt caked under these, so I'm going to have to wipe all those down. If you look at these doors, I can show you better. I'll do it like this. So you see this trim here. This is all actually not in terrible shape. It's just dirty. I just got to wipe it down. I'm going to tape this off, I think, and then I'll paint here, obviously, but I'm not going to paint anything beyond that. So if you look at this door here where the back door shuts, it shuts along it right here. So you see this. I don't care. Well, you can't really tell because it's dusty. Yeah, you can't tell. So, never mind. No, just kidding. But when you shut the door, this is exposed in the interior. It's like a light blue. All the paint on the doors looks nice. It doesn't look bad. It matches the gray interior. I'm not too worried about that. This, however, I am worried about. That's all going to be painted. Most of it can just be scuffed, I think, and then shot with the color. Sprayed with the color. Didn't want to scare anyone. Doors, I'm going to have to just scuff. These are always kind of cool, the build sheets and whatever they are, those things, they're cool. And then building flint tough, I'll tape over that because that's cool to see. I like having that old stuff. And then I'm going to have to just tape it off so that I don't get paint inside the rig when I paint it and prime it. Mostly when I just paint it because I'm not going to prime this stuff. This will just be scuffed and painted. Moving on. Over here, I hit this with a Scotch-Brite, and man, it pulled all that dirt up, so I'm going to have to blow it out, or I'll vacuum, and then I'll blow it out. This is for the windshield wiper fluid. I'm just going to scuff around here, get all that done. I'll probably stuff paper in here when I actually go to spray it, because I don't want whatever's left in here. There's some particles of stuff in there. You can see all this will just be scuffed. Maybe not even painted, but just scuffed to get the dirt off of. Working our way this way. The door looks good. Door looks ready. And then this is an issue here, so I got to get up with the DA and kind of sand as close to this as I can. I'm probably going to put tape on that to protect it, wipe it down first so the tape sticks. I am going to buy some of that foam tape, and I'll have the hood just kind of gently propped up to its first, like right when you pull the handle inside there and before you pull this handle, you know what I mean. It'll be up but locked. I'll put some stuff in here so that it's painted on the side of the hood. So when you're looking at it, you're not like, why is that baby blue and the rest of it's a different color? That looks dumb. Working our way around here. She's done. That is just primer that I scuffed. I think it should be good. Maybe I'll hit it with the DA. I'm not sure. It should be good enough to shoot with that primer that I bought, which is pretty good stuff, I hear. All right. I'm going to do what I've been dreading all along, and that's get these dang bumpers off. I got majority of like the paint off, big spots. I'd like to hit like this right here. Obviously, I need to get a DA in there to clean that up. These factory gaps are just phenomenal. The good thing about a square body is, as rough as it looks, it's better than it was, because the way they built these things back in the day. Beautiful trucks, but man, the dust in here is just fogging up the whole lens. I'm out of breath talking because I need to lay off the pizza. And pull the windows. I got to pull the windows. So I'm going to keep rolling. I got a few more hours today that I can get some stuff done before my wife comes home with my boys. And then I'm going to hang out with them for the rest of the night. Maybe. Or do something. I don't know what we're doing. But I don't have a lot longer to work on this, and I'm trying to get as much done as I can. Here we go. Things have happened since I last updated you and you saw, because my phone died, which I record all my stuff on because my GoPro is currently out of service. So, quick recap for today. And then I'm going to go feed my family and take a shower. Bumper removed. Tell it's a little bent there. Right there. I'd like to bend that up. Reason number 6 why I'm don't feel, somebody suggested selling this, and yeah, that's not a bad deal, but it's not in great shape. I just want to paint it black and see how that looks, and if I like it, I'm going to leave it, and if not, then I'll just, I don't know, find something else. That's off. You could tell here, I have sanded all this. The door handles, I'm just going to hit with Scotch-Brite pads. I think it's okay. The paint on them was pretty decent. I've hit them a little bit with the sander. These guys I hit. This is done. You could see like the little blotchy parts. That's just like primer that is like chemically bonded to the metal, I believe. And I don't want to sit there with my thing and warp the metal. So, done there. These need to come out still. However, yeah, they need to come out. I just need to find this rubber, make sure I can buy this rubber before I take them out. I know I can, I just haven't been able to find it. These are out. They're on the roof of my Catalina. Windows out. This is one of the biggest areas of damage. Little bit of pinning, as you can see. I'm okay with that. I'm not even gonna, I might put like a little bit of like rust stuff on there and just send her home. This is not like rusted right here. I think somebody had, well, maybe it is a little bit. Oh yeah, it's a little bit. We'll put something on that. Moving down here. Well, I'll take you around the other side. As I walk over, I've always thought like I can fix everything rusty. I want rusty cars because I want to bring them back. No, that's tough. If you buy something nice, they're really easy to work on. Like this. I can't even say it. Like this. Suburban. There's no rust. I'll show you my rust. It's a huge issue. As I sanded and sanded and sanded and sanded. Oh no. It's just pitting. It's not even through. So that saves so much work, right? Like you buy something a little more up front. It's going to save me thousands of dollars. I mean, this is the quarter right here by the taillight. Nothing. There's a little dent right, well, it's hard to see. It's like right here. You can see that. I'll figure out what to do with that. That one I might have to actually go in there and kind of beat out from behind. These look fine. There's a little bit of rust, and that might be from that clip, because that clip was pretty rough. This thing's a disaster. I got to put that lift on it. Moving over here. I think you guys saw these. They were disgustingly sandy and like dirty with like a fine silt. I wiped them out with some wipes and then a paper towel. I did the same here and up to here so that I can scuff this. I'd like to obviously get all this stuff off here that's flaking, but I'm not going to do that right now. So this will be my first area of misery. I'll sand that. I'm going to have to sand all this stuff, because unfortunately that's going to have to go dark blue, because when you open the door and you see light blue, people are going to be like, you're lazy, you didn't paint your truck right. And they're right, I am lazy. However, I want a nice truck. Or Suburban, whatever you want to call it. I also gave this a little sandaroo with some Scotch-Brite pads. That came back pretty good. It's still dirty, and I'm not doing this to paint this. I'm doing this to get this gunk off, and then, because it's got like the plastic like grated piece that goes over, and then it's got the actual cowl itself that goes over, which is on the back of my side-by-side. Coming over here. Still got to get this darned old front bumper off. I'm dreading it. The back was miserable. The front's worse and harder to get to. I am not upset with my progress today. As you can tell, too, like notice this. These all got to be replaced. So I'm going to pull this one out. It stinks because a lot of these are actually okay, and I don't want to bend them, but I would really like to replace them. and get in here and sand this a little better than what I have been able to do. It is what it is. A window seal kit for the whole thing is like $700. So if somebody has that and wants to give it to me, that'd be awesome. You could see this side must have had a leak because it has more of this like, oh, never mind. That's just dust. Cool, good talk. It was the other side that had the like, oh man, that stuff that you can't get out. So I wipe it on my shirt so the next thing I rub on, it's gonna get on that. If you saw my last thumbnail, that may be the color I go with or something very similar. I think this thing would look really good in dark blue with those bronze wheels or with my wheels. I think this thing would look really good with my wheels in dark blue. I don't know if you can tell what they are. Ooh, they're right there. I probably already accidentally filmed them, so if you guys know what color they are, that's fine. I don't really care. I need to do some welding on some holes where the trim was. I'll show you those real quick. I think I've already showed you guys once, but I'll just double show you and I'll edit out, hopefully, that part. Probably will forget, typical. These little guys here, that is a little pitting, I think. I'm not sure what that is. So there, and then there, and it's the same on that corner. These holes hold a piece of plastic trim that kind of just covers the frame up, which is horrible looking. This might get some paint down the line. There's another hole there. And then where the emblems were, so the GMC and then the Suburban, and then I think it said GMC down there. We're just gonna debadge the whole thing except the grill. All right, she's stripped down as far as she's gonna go. Now comes the fun part of making it purdy. Finally got the bumper off, obviously. Okay, I lied. I gotta sand that. That'll take probably 4 hours, but whatever. So, moving over here. I need to plug this bad boy up, and as you can tell, it's not that deep. However, yeah, it's not that deep. So I think I can maybe knock this down a little bit where it's still blue. Knock that down, and then I can make this piece out of tape, transfer the tape to some metal, make that out of metal, and plug that gap. This door, I think, is in perfect shape. I pulled this bumper the other day, and I noticed, you might be able to see from here. Right here kind of goes up, and then right here is flat. I wouldn't care too much if it sat where it sits as it is, but it's going to have a 6-inch lift on it. So I might deal with that. These were also horrible to get off. It took me like 4 hours. Maybe not 4. It took me a long time though. And it was not fun. And my buddy made fun of me the whole time. The plan is to just prime it all so that I can like put it in my driveway when I'm tired of having it out here. I'm trying to race go-karts and I don't have space to work on them. So my buddy, who's been helping me immensely, who's gonna race with me, we don't have room to work on our go-karts. So obviously this is my goal to finish first, but I'd be nice to spend a couple hours driving in circles on dirt. Anyways, so the goal is going to be to do that bodywork stuff I talked to. I'll film all that for you guys, and I'll tell you how it's going along the way. And then get this thing into primer in either this episode or the next. I haven't really decided yet because I really don't know. The roof rack things I'm going to make a decision on probably tonight. I think I'm going to cut them off. I'm going to have to weld up those holes, which in turn means pull the headliner, which is just, might as well do frame off at this point. No! Not doing frame off. I'd really like to just get this thing protected from the elements. Maybe I'll paint the bumpers. I'll pull this plastic trim off the bumpers. Right there. Oh, you can't see it. Up there. And then that will help make sure it's all painted. As cool as it would be to save something original, I'm just not going to. I'm going to paint them black. They're dinged up. They're not super fancy. They're just chrome square body bumpers, and if they look terrible, I'll either strip them and chrome them or buy some aftermarket ones or just go to the junkyard. Enough talking. I need to get something done. You're distracting me. Just kidding, guys. I'm going to sand these, which you'll see, and then I'm going to start working the body working stuff in my bobbers. We'll work on these here probably in a bit. I'm going to get after it right now. Thank you, guys. Bear with me. Let's do this dang thing. Let's turn this thing all, well, pretty much that color. Let's do it. Stripped. Probably just going to hit that with the 180, smooth it out a little bit. There's still a little paint, but I think it's fine. We're going to work way this way. I got 3 of the 4 of these things off, and they are a pain. I had to pull the plastic trim, so this stuff, pull the roof down. Nut certs would have been cool, but whoever did this before just straight bolted it on. Maybe nut certs weren't invented yet. Maybe they were. Not a fan. So I'll show you guys what I have to do real quick to get these off. And that is causing me a lot of issues. So I'll show you. I had to pull the headliner down there. So what I have to do, I'm inside the passenger side here, upside down. I got to pull this, oh crap, handle off. and then I got to pull all this trim off. It's pretty simple. It's just screwed on. It's just time. It's taking time. Once that's off, I can pull that roof. I can get to the back side of this roof rack clamp thing, which is right there. The only issue is, whoever put these in, these are those polished ones, like the bumper bolts, and then they have the little square thing on the back, and then they recess themselves into the bracket, but the square thing's too small, so this will spin sometimes and mar this out. My plan with these, I'll show you. Coming over to this one, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. I got a stool here I can stand on. Well, it's hard to tell here. So they're really, really bulging out. I mean, this one's really bad. This one's probably fixable. But a big flat surface like this, I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to try to hammer it or put heat to it or weld it. So what I'm going to do, it's kind of the not best way to do it, is I'm just going to paint over it. We're going to leave it, and then I'm going to put those brackets back on. I'm going to paint them nice and glossy black to go with all the black accents, and then it'll be done. The right way to do it, probably not, but the right would be to weld it up and then cut the holes where I want my roof rack to go. But now I have to just use these brackets to build my future roof rack, which, let's be honest, I probably won't build, but I can think about it. Set up the camera in the Suburban so you guys can see the process of it. It's kind of dark in here. It's a gloomy day and it's cold, so I'm not opening the shop, and my lights suck, so there's that. Change plans. That's a pain in the butt to get out, but I had to pull the headliner so I could at least get the back side of these bolts. I'm just gonna grind these guys till they're gone, and then I'll pull it off, and then I'll cut the bolts out. I'm just gonna do that real quick. I'm not gonna film it. Time to weld. Those holes, a couple down here. Those holes, a couple down there. Set up time lapse. Hang around. All right, we got that welded up, so now it's officially debadged and detrimmed, and I think I just got to scuff the inner door panel deal hickey bobber things, and then I think I can start prepping for primer. So bear with me. I think I'm gonna show you guys what I did with the holes in the, I guess you call it tailgate, barn doors. It's not pretty, but you cover it with Bondo, so whatever. Probably not the rightest way to do it, but had some weld there, so we'll skim it with Bondo. I kind of ground it out so it's got a little nice area for the Bondo to go, so we can get her good and smooth. Same with these three. That one got real hot. I was not paying attention, being a ding dong, and just kept going and going, and well, here we are. So I need to clean like these edges up, because when I spray it, that's all going to come out. Obviously there's still some paint chipping off right here that I need to get rid of. All over the place. Got to pull these windows still too, and then I think that's the last thing I need to do before scuff and shoot. So let's get after it. I keep saying get after it. I just need to do it. I'm gonna do it. Here we go. All right, I'm out of breath. I was sanding. That right? I was out of breath from sanding. Should probably go on a run. Anyways, I got this close. I'm gonna have to put another little bit on there. I put too much on this side, so you can't see. Oh, zoomed in too far. Over here is just like too much. The hole was right here, and I didn't fill the little gap, so I got a nice little crevasse in there I need to fill, and then we'll hit this with the primer eventually when we get to that point. Moving back here, I'm gonna start working on these, and I'll let you guys watch along with me. I ground all these out so that it's like in a little bit. The Bondo will sit in there in that little crack, so, or in the hole, so, or the valley, whatever you want to call it. All right, well, I'll set the camera up and get after it. Bondoed, other side bondoed. This little area here corrected. Didn't do the best job of cleaning it, so I'll probably regret that in a year or two. But current me needs a car to drive, so I guess I can learn how to blend paint then. I'm just kidding. It's pretty clean. Should be good enough. I'm looking at my bumpers. I might as well just work on those. They just need to be sanded or scuffed and then primered and then painted. So maybe I can get them into primer right now. That'd be cool. Yeah, we'll do that while the Bondo hardens. And then while that does that thing on this bad boy, we will work on all the little chrome pieces that are going to go black. All right, I kind of cleaned these off. I got all the bolts off. I got all the plastic trim off. Those are garbage. They're trash. They're broken. They're gross. The one on the back, however, where it's almost like a step, it goes over like this. I think that one I can maybe get away with using. I put it on the race car for now, just to store it till I get to that point. I'm going to hit this all with 180 grit. As you can tell, this is what it'll do. It'll dull it down just enough to get some primer and some paint on it here, hopefully in the next couple of hours. Today, maybe, hopefully, we'll see. All right, I'm to the point now where I'm going to spray some primer on one of the bumpers. I am terrified. Never used it. It's this stuff right here. The guy at the old paint shop said it would be good. I'm going to hit this bumper. Hopefully there's enough for that bumper and that bumper. We'll hit it. We'll let that set up, and then eventually I'm going to have to paint it. I just really want to get some paint on something. I'm tired of sanding. All right, I like to use acetone to clean the old metal before we get some. You might ask why I'm pouring it like this. Well, the lid wouldn't have. So that was phenomenal. So we're gonna wipe this down. I wiped it once and then I hit a couple spots that needed just a little scuffing, so I'm just gonna re-wipe it. All right, and so that's pretty well shiny. I would say prep. Let that air dry for a minute. I like that. Yes, I didn't get the backside, I know. But like I said 394 times, this is not a show truck. But can I make it look nice from 12 feet away? Bring you over here to the disaster. No, not really disaster. So you can tell it's kind of blotchy because it's just primer and it's the first coat. I'll hit it with a second coat. Matte would be kind of cool, especially since the lips on my wheels are matte, but there's going to be matte up front. I want these gloss. Plus I bought a bunch of gloss and I don't really want to waste it because it was like 40 bucks a can. All right, so what they told me with this is I had to scuff it because the paint doesn't mechanically bond. It bonds to like the scratches. So here we are. I don't know if I need to wet sand this. Don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I don't like the looks of that. Oh well. So I might need to wet sand it once we're all said and done. But for now, I'm just going to prime it and let it sit in the primer and stay black for a long time. When the time's right, we'll spray this on it. Top coat black high gloss. Pénétière touquet noir très brillante. I don't know what that means. One piece at a time, we're getting this thing done. I'm on the fun part now where it's turning it blue. I'm done with the prep work. I mean, other than cleaning and taping. But it's all up from here. So bear with me, stay tuned. We got black bumpers, primered bumpers that are not painted yet. Oh well. We're building the world's cheapest paint booth in this episode for a couple reasons. One, I'm poor. And two, I have all this wood laying around. This was in a bundle that's pretty moldy that I've had forever that I think I paid before wood prices went up. Not a lot of money for it. Maybe less than 25 bucks, I think. These are like 1x1s, and they are old. What I plan is I'm going to run these guys, which don't stretch to my rafters, but they get close. So I'm going to cut a couple of them, like 1 foot pieces. We'll screw them together, and then we'll hang those up around it. I'm not going to have a ton of room to spray. That's the goal. We're going to run maybe 3 or 4 of them on each side. Got to do my math. And then I'm going to run it I'm going to make the booth probably right around where the Suburban is now. My side-by-side's outside. It's kind of snowing, so I'd like to get it inside. But I'm going to build the booth right there, and then I'll be able to drive in and out of it. But it'll be up. Let's build the world's cheapest paint booth. I'm sure you can do it cheaper, but I'm doing it as cheap as I can. Okay? Okay. Couple things you're going to need. This stuff. I got 1 foot or 10 feet by 100 foot. I got an old tarp. Well, we'll call it an old tarp. I had an old tarp I could have used, but I splurged. So we're going to pretend like this doesn't cost anything because everyone's got an old tarp laying around. We needed ours for our chicken coop. And then I got some more of this stuff, which I might not use. So I'm not going to include this until I need to. This is just for the floor. I don't feel like mopping my floor because I'm lazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that down under where the Suburban is going to be for the paint job once I'm ready to paint. And then the sides will come down, front will come down, back will come down. We'll create some sort of draft going out my garage so I don't blind myself or intoxicated. If your garage isn't as tall as mine, this might be a little easier for you guys. These 8-foot things will work better. Mine's 10 foot, so I got to cut. You do the math. 2.5 feet off a couple of them. Stitch it to the other ones. I might just even duct tape it to make it cheaper. Run it up there, and we're good. So what I'm going to do is knock this out off camera real fast, and then I'll show you guys how it panned out, okay? Okay. I love it when a plan starts coming together. I'll show you here. All right. Don't mind my workbench, aka race car. That's pillar number 1. I think I made 6, so I'm probably going to make 2 more for sure. And they're going to run, all it is a 1x1 with these 1x1/2 or whatever they are. Cheapest wood I can get at Home Depot. These were all like basically 70% off because they were warped, but they'll hold some plastic up. These, I think, like I said yesterday, I spent maybe 20 bucks on. So between that and the plastic, we're still under $100. And that was the goal. So I'll get these all up. I'm trying to decide where I want to put the booth in my shop because, as you can tell, it's like a two deep shop, which is cool, except when you're trying to vent everything out. I mean, I could use this window, but I got garbage over there. I don't want to blow dust into it. And I want like a draft that goes that way. So I can crack the garage door about 1 foot or 2, put some filters, run some air. That's my goal, at least. So I'm going to try to figure that out. But in the meantime, I'm just going to build a big old booth, and then we'll decide from there. Okay, as you can tell, there's this one here and this one here. So that's about as wide as it's going to be. It's going to be actually wider than I thought, so I can just steer the Suburban in and get it centered-ish. I don't need a ton of room to prime. I'm not super worried about it. But as you can tell with my hoarding of junk that I could probably just clean up, but that makes way too much sense. And then my tire machine sticks out a little bit, so I want to get the Suburban this way. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I'll show you guys when I get all these posts up. All right, structure's built. See that? Cheap. Like, basically almost free. All right, what I'm going to do next is I'm probably going to add maybe 2 more on this end, or probably on this end. Bring it up so I can bring the Suburban this way, and then that way my draft, I can get it at least close to the garage door. I can use those insulations as like a tunnel to spray or to push the overspray out when my garage is cracked and they're insulated. So that should be good. We'll just tape those together and send it. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. These are going to maybe move around just a tad. This is obviously not some show quality paint job, but I want it nice. I worked really hard on this thing, so I want it to be mediocre at best. Mostly just working on paint booth though. That's why you're watching this video. I'm painting a gigantic vehicle in this paint booth. It's got to be a decent paint booth. So my goal or my plan back here, obviously I'll move this junk out of the way. I got all this dead space right here. So what it's going to be is it'll probably drape down and then, or it'll come to an end here where these are, and then I'll push the Suburban forward and I'll run that tunnel. I haven't quite decided yet because frankly, I just don't know. So bear with me. The floor's a little dusty and I've cleaned and cleaned and cleaned, and I know the trick where you can wet it down, but I don't really want to do that. It's 28 degrees right now outside. So the least amount of moisture in here, the better. All right. It's like a scene from Dexter. We got, I stapled up there, and I'm going to go down here and staple. The reason I left that gap right there, you can see the old siding to my house when it was white, is so this will reach the floor. It's a 10-foot piece, and my roof, or sorry, my rafters are at 10 feet exactly, so there'd be like a little tiny gap. And if I take it down 8 inches, it doesn't really kill my height too bad. And then I'll run a piece basically along the rafters and then come down to those. So we are making progress. I'm going to put it on time lapse here, and then you guys can kind of see my theory and how this should work. I'm only going to staple, I think, up there initially, and then down below I might staple like 1 because I want to be able to pull it out and maybe reuse this stuff. Got a wall up. Woohoo! All right, we got one wall up. I'm gonna just put this whole thing together and then I'll show you guys the outcome. And then we're gonna use it and see how good she works. As you can tell, it's a little snug in here. Snugger than I thought. That's all right. I'm not always gonna be painting a gigantic Suburban. So when I paint this down the line, well, it's just as wide, but it's obviously not as tall. This booth should work out fine. Yeah, cool. Figured I'd give you guys a little update. I don't know if it's a scene from Dexter or a paint booth, but just look. That's a nice looking Suburban. Anyways, so I got most of it up. I got to tape these seams up here. And yeah, that was a process. Lots of staples. I stapled it into my rafters across the top there. And then I ran these, you guys saw earlier, I ran these beams down. I burnt my hand with coffee, so that was fun. I don't know if I left myself enough slack in that one. So that one may look real bad, but once I get these up, I'm trying to find a tape that works. The only thing that I can get to work is like this green masking tape here. That seems to be the only thing able to seal it. So yeah, I'm just trying to do that. I got to build like my little wind tunnel out here to blow all the gunk out of the door. And then, yeah, it's coming along nicely though. I mean, looking like a paint booth, which is pretty cool. So I guess I'll keep building it and then I'll give you guys a tour of it when it's totally finished. And we'll do a cost breakdown. Probably smart to pull this out and then build it with this outside. But the weather's questionable today, so yeah, keep going. Whoop. All right, I'd say she's pretty close. I got to back the Suburban up just a tick. I got pretty much the whole thing sealed up with tape, except up here. That piece is going to be a butthead because, well, it's right in the middle of the shop and now it's raining outside, so that might just go unsealed. The rest of it's pretty well sealed. I need to run a vacuum on that light, pull some dust off of it, maybe up in that area to pull whatever's going to fall out of there out. Right here, that wood is to build kind of a goofy exhaust system. I'm going to run out my door. I'm going to build like a little, basically just like a chicken run type thing. And then it'll probably just blow paint on my shop floor out there, but it won't be in here. I also, go Mariners, bought this deal here. The wife needed a fan, so I'm not even gonna, our fan went to cahoots. So I bought this bad boy to use in the house. Little does she know I'm gonna use it to paint my Suburban, but that's all right. Bought these filters. So I'll run one mostly over this, I guess. Whatever. And then this one will go in front of the blower fan. It's like one of those rug fans that's gonna go in front of the old burb. Once I get this thing taped off, I'm going to spray tonight is my goal. So we're going to clean it, tape it, clean it again, and then get some primer down. Looks like a haunted house in here. A paint booth made of nightmares. We're ready to throw some primer down. Now I know there's probably shops guys that are going to lose their mind because it's a little papery down here, and you're probably right. Probably should have picked those up. But my back hurts. I've been working on this all day and I'm tired and I need to get it done so I can get my other rig in my garage. So we are ready. We're prepped. I've wiped the whole thing down with wax and grease remover. I've cleaned it. We're good to throw a coat of primer down. I mean, to the point where I got paper towel in there. This truck was dusty. I should have washed it before I brought it in here 4 months ago, but I didn't. So here we are. However, it's time to prime. So I'm going to try to set this up so you guys can watch, but I don't want to get paint all over my phone. So I got a ventilation system too. There's a fan down there, which obviously I got to fix this situation. And there's a box fan out there that has an exhaust thing going out of my shop and into the driveway with some filters over them. Once I put the filters over them, we'll be good to go. So all right, well, I got my ladder out here because I got to start with the roof on this side because I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. We'll get after it. Well, the ventilating, I have a headache. The ventilation wasn't ventilating very well, as you can tell by that. But guys, it's finally in high build primer. One color. All right, it's still, you can see it's still wet on the hood. I did 2 coats, probably should do more, but for right now I'm just doing 2. I gotta find a better way to mix. Better theory, method, whatever you want to call it. My brain is smoked. Yeah, so, well, we have started the chemical bonding process. It's turned out pretty good. I'll walk you guys around it. Can't promise when I pull this tape off, the window's not going to be gray and everything else, but I wish the booth was bigger. Turned out pretty good. Couple spots, dings that I've found so far, just, man, that's not good. The high build's kind of weird in some spots, but we're going to sand it off. We're going to let it harden up. I got to boost the heat up here. I just did 1 coat up top because I'm not going to bodywork that too much. But yeah, I can say that I am excited about it. The fan is working. It was that color, now it's that color, so pretty obvious it's working. When we made, it took me a few hours. See, you can see a couple dings here now. I didn't notice those before, so that's a good skim coat of Bondo, and we will be good. But yeah, I'm stoked. Whew. I would have showed you guys the process, but you can still see it's pretty foggy in here from the lack of ventilation. So I'm gonna shut my garage, turn the heat up, and let it cook. All right, let's do that. Got tape off this side. Man, I can honestly say I'm not super upset with my rushed little primer job to try to get some color on this thing. Or I guess to protect the bare metal. Don't mind the mess in my shop. Did have a little mishap, but that happens to the best of us. We'll fix that or repair that or something. Yeah, I'm super stoked. Not mad at all. Okay with this. I don't know why I do the things I do to myself, but I do them. I guess I'll work on this. All right, I was testing my new guide coat out, but if you guys watched the previous video, you saw that I got this thing in primer, but we're knocking this high build primer down. I don't know, you guys can probably see that right there. A couple dings here. I think I walked around it in the previous video, but big dent here I got to fix. We're just working it, testing it out, so bear with me. Let's get after this. So like I said before, this is a coat or 2 coats of high build primer, which probably should have done 25, but I did 2. I got this stuff here, CarWorks, this stuff. I'll kind of show you how it works. It's got like these vents. You get this thing nice and dark, and then you just wipe it on. And theoretically, when you sand it off, if you got a low spot, it'll stay black. And if it's a high spot, it'll go bare metal, like that. Lovely wife thinks that I'm doing something productive in the garage. So you look at my angle where I'm at, she can't see me from the house. She's in there, so. That means I gotta probably just do this side today. We're gonna test our luck here. Keep going, bud. No, you don't use that. Figured I'd take you guys along with me while I sand this thing, because it's miserable. Let's do it. Figure I should give an explanation to what I'm doing. A lot of people don't understand bodywork, don't know how it works. Me being one of them, but this is what I've learned now that I just sanded myself out of breath. So what I'm doing is using this Durablock here with I think it's 180 grit sandpaper stuck to it. After I sprayed the high build primer on it on my previous episode, if you guys saw that, I sprayed that on to fill scratches from like the 40 grit sanding wheel and all that. So now this is to get it like smooth, and it feels way smoother than it did previous to that. Just even with the bare metal, like it would catch my fingers. This is smooth now. The only issue with what I did is I didn't spray it on thick enough. So like right here, I'm through to metal. This is smooth, I'm 99% confident, because there's no other, like, this is through to metal as well. There's no dark spots like this. I just haven't sanded that yet, of where the guide coat is. I'll show you the guys the other side. Well, I will in a sec. This is what a panel looks like before it's sanded, as you guys could tell. I don't know if I put this stuff on right. Last time I painted a truck, which was that C10, we used spray guide coat. And I couldn't find it. I don't even know if it's a thing anymore. That was like 15 years ago I did that one. So that's what the guide code looks like wiped on. It looks horrible. Looks like somebody graffitied the truck or did a pretty low budget paint job. Let's go check the other side out. So this side's almost done with the first round of blocking with the 180. This is a low spot. This is all the guide coat. That's a high spot. That's metal. So at some point it was hit here. There's a dent here and a dent here. This dent here was up. This was in, this was up, because that's bare metal. I don't know if you can tell. I've hit it with a hammer a couple times already. And this was low spot. It's not that low, but it's low enough to create this. Obviously these square bodies, they're just not super straight at the door jambs. I want it looking decent, so I might work this a little bit, but I'm not super upset with this. Over here, this is under the door handle, not the end of the world. This is, you see the guide coat here, because this is raised a little bit. So is this, from holding the handle for 36 years. Same with around here. I just haven't hit this yet. This is from getting pushed on. So then when it sands it, like right here, I'm through here, not there. I think I was going here maybe, trying to get this, but I don't know. Just coming over here, this is the, oh no, we got some work to do. So if you look, sorry, I tried to zoom my camera out. This is not good. Apparently there was dents here I didn't see when it's pretty wavy. I'm gonna just hit it with a hammer. Pretty wavy. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna have to basically from here over, just sand it back down to bare metal so it bites better. Grab some Bondo and just lather it on with a good old thick paddle, and then sand the Bondo for the next 4 to 5 years. Actually I gotta go to here too. Well, better knock that one in as well while we're here. I want this thing straight. I'm not doing all this work for it to look mediocre. Looking back here, high spots, but there's no low spots. So this theoretically is the same height as this. It just got through the metal there because I just didn't spray it on thick enough. First time mixing paint. Down here, I just got to hit this with like probably like that area right there on the back of this to get that curve to knock the guide coat off. Moving down here, and we're moving through here. Top half of this fender's been sanded, bottom half hasn't. Guide coated all this. It was black like the other side. I just haven't gone to this yet. I skip around. My brain does not function normally. These compound curves here, like this dome piece, are real hard to sand, I've learned. Just perfect. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I am not a body guy. Never claimed to be, but I want to learn, and I am learning, and I think it's fun as of now. Probably should have started out with like my Nova, my race car. But nope, straight to a Suburban. Probably should have started like a model car. Go big or go home, I guess. Also, if there's any body guys out there with some advice, I'd love to hear it. I'm just not a body guy. I just like working on my own stuff. So if you guys got advice on how to speed this process up, let a guy know. So I can have this painted soon, so I can take on a road trip in like a month. We're hoping. I can officially say I think I'm there. I think I'm done sanding this round. I've done the roof. I've done pretty much everything. Did the hood for a while. You can see where the bare metal comes through, a lot of these spots, and where the guide coat's showing. So these are my issue doors right here. There's a couple little dings I need to take care of. This guy right here, this right here. I sanded this out to get the guide coat out. So we'll take care of this, take care of all the little dings with some Bondo, sand the Bondo, and then I gotta prime it again. Oh boy. Well, if I wasn't good at putting Bondo on before, I'm still not good now. Oh boy. Now, don't mind that. I didn't film this part because, well, it's kind of boring. So I got Bondo on there. There's a ding there. I'm still going to hammer this out. I was just testing something here and it failed miserably. We got some dings out here, and then I just covered it all in Bondo, and I'm going to sand it all off. So with a big old block here in a bit, I might end up just doing all of it. And then that way I can just make it one uniform thickness. I don't know. This is where I kind of did some hammer work to try to push this body line down. And the more and more I sand on this thing, I realize how just not straight these are just from the factory. The hood's kind of got some waves, and I mean, I can sit there and sand it for the next 4 months, or I can get it painted so I have a car to drive. And I think getting it painted is just what I'm gonna do. These are just high spots. There's no real bad low spots anywhere that I've been able to tell, so that's ideal, I guess. I think there was one up maybe here. No? Oh, right here. Just a little ding, little nick there. They say you just wanted a credit card thick to just, you know, smooth it out, but I mean, it's a little more, a little less here and there. So I guess the weather's cooperating today, so I might roll it out and sand a little bit. That initially looked absolutely terrible, but if you guys have been following along on my shorts, you should subscribe if you haven't. We made a lot of progress. I'll show you. Also, my lens keeps getting covered in dust, so if it's blurry, I apologize. This, that's just discoloration, but this is smooth as whatever's smooth. Had some Bondo there. I worked these areas a ton. I didn't film it because watching me sand would be really boring. Had some high spots, but I was able to work with it. You can see the different color Bondo. The white is the just basic fancy Bondo. And then the yellow stuff is they call it glazing putty to fill the little bubbles because, well, I didn't mix it right. Go figure, I did it wrong. Oh, well. This one was interesting. I had to kind of build this edge up, which it actually turned out really good. I closed my eyes and I ran it along here. And it feels smooth, I guess. So that's good. You can see some yellow in there, the glazing putty to cover up some of the little bubbles. But yeah, it looks terrible now, but don't worry, it'll be fine. All right, and then the back here, same thing. This was some Bondo here. This is really smooth. That's smooth. This was a pain in the butt. And then these are okay. I might go back over that. I haven't decided yet. I probably just should. And this was the antenna. Way better now than it was. I might sand on it a little bit more. I know you're not supposed to touch it barehanded, but well, smooth. Deal. I got to get a video out to you guys because I'm kind of slacking on that end. I've been posting shorts, trying to keep you guys updated. But this thing is ready to meet that thing, my big old paint booth. I did a video on that. That was my last video, was kind of reviewing this thing. It's cool. I can't wait to use it. Leads me to my next dilemma is, well, is my shop tall enough? That would be future me's problems. So, cool. All right. That was a lot of work. So I'm glad I'm done. Probably have 60 hours of sanding. I'll never get back in my life. Oh well. Remember, next thing, if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. It helps me out. I need to paint that entire thing, not the ping pong table. Not me, but the Suburban. So I'm just going to start painting stuff. So let's get this thing done. First things first, my shop's still messy. These are the headlight covers, or headlight bezels, as some will say. They're going to go black. Budget build, I could go buy some fancy paint and all that good stuff and paint it with that. Or I could use the paint that I can't find. I found it. Tractor paint, because it's cheap. Say a lot of the good paint jobs just require prep. So I clean these. I kind of scratched them up with some Scotch-Brite. I might do it again to try to really get this chrome to dechromanize. Not criminalize, dechromanize. And then we'll hit it with some of that paint. My goal is gloss black here, gloss black bumpers, and then I may come in with some matte black like vinyl and maybe do like this. Or if I like all the gloss, we'll just leave it glossy. Goes for the handles and the trim and, well, pretty much everything else. By Scotch-Brite pads, I mean 400 grit. So I'm going to hit this, maybe. Yeah, those are all right. You don't have to watch me sand. I'll get to the painting. Smart question to ask right here would be like, hey, dude, you spent 4 months sanding on your Suburban. Why are you rushing those? Here's my answer. I don't know if I want them to be black, so I'm going to paint them black. These are broken. So there's Cracks right here. I've cleaned them, so I probably shouldn't touch them. Piece is broken down here. I've tried to glue it, but it's broken and stretched, so it won't glue back together. There's a chunk of this one missing. So yeah, and I want to see if the paint will even stick. So if the paint doesn't stick, we'll just sand it off, throw it on there, run it until I can buy new ones, which these are rather cheap. I think I can get a set for like 17, 18 bucks on one of the websites. So I'm going to spray these down, but that's not all. That's not it. Just wait, just hold on. Now inside the old gal, we got the grill. The grill's in pretty good shape. Here it is. It's in good shape. It's actually in really good shape. So I'm going to try to preserve this. We're going to paint, I think, the chrome gloss black. I'm going to paint it all gloss black. I am going to keep the GMC red. It's kind of just a trademark thing with GMC. So I'm going to try to tape this off with very fine tape, which is going to take me probably 4 years to do. That's okay. Or we'll murder it out, black it out, whatever you want to say. This is just going to take a little more sanding because I got to break this like plastic chrome off. Let me know if you guys have any ideas how to get that off. I'm not going to paint this in this episode. Comment, because that stuff's annoying. It's also here, but I'm just going to paint it because, well, I'm what they would call kind of lazy. So we're just going to be lazy. Now, then any good spray paint, you just got to shake it. Now, this is the really expensive tractor paint because, well, nope. It's literally the same price as the other stuff, but it's black. Oh, yeah. Totally see every imperfection. Looks mediocre at best. Freaking love it, dude. Oh, yeah. I'm going to stop awkwardly narrate this and put my phone down so I can finish painting it. Naturally, I got 3/4 of the paint on my hand because, well, I could have hung it up, but well, turned out pretty good. I would say 3 out of 10, which in my book is a 10 out of 10. They are glossy. There's some minor imperfections in there, but I don't know if that's dust from, well, that or bugs or the fact that I only sanded it with 400 or that I've been sneezing on it. So you be the pick. Yeah, turned out pretty good. We'll see how these look on there. I got to move on. I'm going to work on the grill now, I think, because, well, that was fun. I've been thinking as well, maybe I'll paint this gloss gray, or gray. I looked right at that. I meant black. We'll go gloss black with this. And then maybe matte black with the grill for a little contrast. Makes me sound smart when I say contrast. I was also thinking after painting these and painting that, unfortunately, if that metal back there behind the headlights is shining through to where you can just see it. Yeah, I know, I got it on my fingers. That's going to drive me bonkers. At some point, you got to draw the line or you're never going to get it done. That I can go back and do after the fact when I want to, which is probably now, but I'm gonna wait. Maybe. Didn't really film a lot of this, but I started masking the old gal up, old blue. Now, as you can tell, it ain't purty. A couple reasons. One, I'm not good at it. Two, I don't want to run over the plastic when I pull it back into the shop because I got to go in and out a couple more times before I get it painted. However, this should all hold. I'll strengthen this up because I got to paint in here as well. The reason I'm doing this way is so I get color on these jams. I'm going to go through, paint the jams, then I'll go through and paint the truck. So here's what we got going on in here. Oh boy, ain't great. Don't mind this little guy. I don't know what he's doing. He said, I'm going to hang out there. Got it. Now what I need is an entire like 18-hour day to just knock this out, but I get like chunks of like 6 hours here and there, maybe 3. So 6 on a good day. I lied. I don't get a lot of time to do this. So I need to just find a day where I can just knock it out. And then that way I can get it into my super slick paint booth that is just hanging out on the Catalina that is covered in dust. And I'm tossing the idea around of doing it in here. Obviously cleaning all this because room in the paint booth, or doing it outside in the sun, in the heat, letting it bake, get up early one morning, spray it, let it cook, and then go from there. I have not decided yet, but the paint has been purchased. The paint is in here with a whole bunch of other goodies. Yep, there you go. This is not the painting stage. This is just getting it to be primed, and then I can do final sand, and then I can paint. So bear with me. Well, lost a bet. Let's paint this thing. There she is. Mostly taped off. I'm going to finish taping it off here tonight. And I'm gonna hit it with one more coat, not even a full coat, just the areas over bare metal with that high build primer. Hit that with 400, and then we're gonna paint it with some single stage. Now getting that thing ready, I was doing the door jambs because I changed my mind 500 times on that. Had to get the door jambs scuffed so the paint would stick to it, the primer would stick to it, and then the paint would stick to it. I'll show you guys the color that this thing's gonna be, and it is, well, I'll show you. I planned for it to be similar to this color, kind of like this is like a dark blue, navy blue. It's like kind of similar to that. It's the color of my blue Camry I have outside. But the color inside here, I picked off a little tiny paint swatch and held it up to my rims, and I liked it. So it's a little bright, bear with me. This is a disaster. Anyways, check this out. Well, that's not close. Oh well. So the paint I got was like an industrial paint, single stage, because it's forgiving and I'm new to this. I have never painted a car with especially a dark color, so it fills little imperfections. Might look horrible, I don't know, but I'm trying it. I'll show you guys what it is. It's like truck paint. The tech sheet says like industrial stuff. Global Star Industrial. So came with all these goodies. I actually have 2 gallons of paint. The other one's down there. All the reducers and the hardeners and all that other fun stuff. So, however, I gotta set my cool paint booth up, put some primer in it, prime it. And that's gonna be really hard when the paint booth is 2 feet wider than the room I have. So these gotta move over to space that doesn't exist. I either need a bigger shop or less stuff. Probably less stuff. Nah, bigger shop. It's a new day. It's sunny out. It's semi-calm wind. I think I'm gonna paint this thing outside in the old inflatable paint booth. I just gotta get it. I was gonna move these and then just do it right here, but I think I'll just put it outside. It's super nice. Let's do this darn thing. All right, she's up. Had it the wrong way, so the door was facing the road, not my Suburban. So that's an issue. All right, I think I'm just gonna back this thing in, and then it'll be in there. I can do one last wipe down. I can finish taping off down here, and then I can get some primer on this bad boy. And then I'm hoping paint tomorrow, but you never freaking know, because it's me. All right, the fan's running a little loud, but that's all right. It's hot in there. Holy smokes. It's like a plastic tent. I'm sweating something fierce. I'm gonna wipe it down, and then I'm just gonna shoot it in primer. And then I'm gonna hope that it hardens up real fast and I can sand it all day, and then I can paint it. Holy smokes, let's do this thing. I'm not gonna have you guys watch me wipe it because that's really boring. So I need to find my little wipe your spray bottle and we'll get after it. I didn't show you because, well, I didn't think I needed to because it was pretty boring and I didn't want to get paint all over my camera, but we have color, we have primer on this beast. So you can tell, oh no, oh, that's just that's just bad spraying. Yeah, it's on me. I'll sand it all and it'll be good. But it's all one color. I sprayed really thin sealer primer on it to try to just seal everything up. I plan to just do that and then paint it, but it's not going to end up that way. So, yeah, there's like 8 different textures. Well, and the flow wasn't very good, so there's like sandpaper feel. So much for sealing and painting. I guess I'll be sanding more. All right, I have changed my clothing because my other one was sweaty. I brought the paint booth inside, It's been a couple hours. The primer's good to go. I'm going to start sanding this stuff. I've already sanded one panel. Tomorrow, if everything goes well, or tonight, or next week. You can tell by the thumbnail if I got it done. All right, it's clean. We're in the booth. We're about to spray this thing blue. Here we go. Just remember what it was when it was gray. Sorry it's so loud, the fans are going. Oh yeah, that is freaking blue. It's really loud. It's really painted. My beard won't go back, but it's the next day. So here we are. Let's check this bad boy out. I am pleasantly surprised. Let you guys know how the paint booth did and how the paint did. This paint covered really well. There's a couple little, you can kind of see like right here. I can fix that with like, it's single stage, so I can fix that with like my buddy said, a toothpick and then a little bit of paint. So I'll do that throughout a couple spots. We haven't even cut and buffed it yet, but it's good enough for me. Did the door jambs. They turned out really good. The roof, same thing. I mean, I am pretty pumped about this thing. It's nice just touching it, having to repaint on it. Holy smokes. I didn't fix the dings under here because that's covered up. Probably drive me nuts in the next year or two, but well, I won't even see it, so it won't bother me. Sorry about the fan. That's gotta run. Coming over here. Painted the cowl, almost forgot, but did that. The hood is pretty much flawless. Couple little things off the buff out. Driver's side's kind of where I learned what I did last, so it kind of got the best. Couple of runs, I think. Well, maybe not the best because there's some issues here, but I think I had a run on this door if I remember right. I just wasn't paying attention and I was letting it flow pretty heavy. We'll look at it in the sun because I don't see it right now. Maybe it bonded. But yeah, look at that. I mean, I can see my reflection, so nothing to complain about on my end. Doing the jams is totally worth it. Hindsight's, 50-90 or whatever they say. It turned out real good. Started untaping it, but I figured I'd pull it out in the driveway and untape it for you guys so you guys could see it in the daylight. So, gotta move my junk and then Also, the paint booth worked unreal. Didn't think it had enough flow to really push the paint into these filters, but they were black and now they're blue. It was pumping air. We had to add a fan to make it a little better. You can kind of see where the paint stuck in all the seams, and I'm not sure why that is. Maybe just because it's pulling air into these to, I don't know. But yeah, I am pleasantly surprised how well this thing worked. I think it kept most of the overspray off for the most part. I had a little issue with the primer, but that might have been a me issue and not a paint booth issue. But yeah, I am freaking stoked, dude. So a little bit of orange peel here and there, and that's just learning. I just got to get better at it. I just got to paint more cars. I also have an entire gallon of this color if somebody wants it. I paid like $400 for it, so I let it go for a little less than that. Or I'll just paint everything I own this color because I like it. So sorry about the fan. Let's start moving cars. I got too much to do today. All right, got my junk moved. Mind you, it's supposed to be that blue. Well, that blue on the 1x2 inch paint swatch thing didn't look the right color, so I guess my house is the same color too. Apparently I'm a blue guy now. So it should be the color of that Camry right there, but we'll back this thing out and see what she looks like in the sun and get it unwrapped. Well, you might have seen it as I rolled it out. That's kind of disappointing. I had no light in my shop, so it was pretty brutal. Trying to paint. So I missed the spot. Dang it! Like a big spot, like not just a spot. And then I missed. I need light in there. I think right here you can kind of see it's lighter. So I guess I'll just redo this door because it's all runny anyways. Might be future me's problem, or I'll do it right now. I haven't decided yet. I don't know. Gosh dang it. I'm not going to show you guys the process of that. Just know it will be fixed. Okay? Just know that. And I already fixed it. So it was supposed to be that color. And it's that color. So next to each other. The Camry's a little dirty. I looked at paint swatches for that car, or that color, and it was nice, but it was too dark on the little thing for the rims I have, which I still haven't showed you guys. So I went with this, and my goodness, the fact the paperwork on this thing said old blue has never been more true. This thing is insanely blue. Now remember the interior's gray where I taped it off. You'll see this on the inside. I didn't want to paint in here, and that's fine. I don't really care. This part right here, this will be covered with the rubber that I actually have in my house. And then I got to start slapping this thing back together. Because like a true Neanderthal, like myself, I sold my daily driver to fund this project and have nothing to drive. My blue car is my work car, so I can't drive unless I'm working. So I guess I'll get it in the shop and hello misery. Let's do this. Just climbed in the car, and I also forgot that, well, I need to paint and clean or clean and then paint these, so. I also have this bad boy that I'm gonna put back on after I probably paint it. Oh boy, it's never ending. I also need to paint like the chrome gutters that go around here. We're painting those black. The bumpers are matte black primer right now, and I need to paint them gloss black because that's just what I want to do. I'm sure there's more. I'm just gonna pull this in the garage and take my wins where I can get them. All right, we're back in the shop with the old blue gal. There's my wheels and tires that I haven't revealed yet. Maybe the next episode, maybe. I got to start putting this thing back together, but before I can do that, I got to paint everything black that's going to go back on it. Drip rails, I wasn't going to paint black, but I think they'll look all right in black. They were factory colored when it came off the assembly line, I believe, because they're the old color now. Oh, missed a spot. Nope. We're good. And I'm waiting on the rubber for the back windows. The plan is to install grill, bumpers, door handles, windows, and then most of the interior, probably all the interior while I'm doing that. I can do the interior while it's lifted. A couple other things I got to paint black, I just realized, are these bumper brackets. I did have a little overspray on them, so I think I'll just brush on like some Pore 15 or whatever. The back ones are way worse. This is also going to have to go black at some point. The way the headlight covers come up, you can see this, and I don't like that. I want it nice, or at least semi-nice. But I want to do all that before I lift it, because holy Toledo, I love it. Like I said, and I've shown you guys before, it's not going to stay all blue. There's going to be some other colors in here, but I got to let the paint kind of sit for a while. Don't want to risk it peeling off because that would really make me unhappy. I think that's going to be it for this episode. I appreciate you guys watching. So with that being said, this is probably the most progress I've made on this thing since I started it in one video. I hope you guys like it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Maybe I'll get 10,000 subscribers this year. That'd be really cool. Probably not, but we're going to try. Cool. Thanks. Bye. Now, if you guys haven't been following along, I decided that I needed a new, bigger family vehicle. Something cool that fits all my children. So I went and looked at a Suburban, a new one, and it was $110,000. And that was not the most expensive one there. It wasn't the cheapest, but the model I wanted was $110,000. So I decided to build my own for less than 1/10 the cost of that rig. Now I'm filming this now because it's done. Yeah. By the end of this video, you will see it done. You will see it drive. You will see it parked in my driveway. You know how I know that? Because I filmed this after I did all that. So everyone needs to do this. I've spent maybe 6 months building this thing, which for the cost of a $100,000 rig, that's like 3 car payments. I spent less than 10, I spent like $9,300 on this thing to get it to the point that it's at by the end of this video. So watch the video. Trust me, if you guys want to do this, this is super doable. I've never painted a car. I've never put a lift on a car. I've never done a lot of the stuff I did. I just like cars. I work on them all the time, but I've never done those things, and I did it. You can do it too. Check this out. I think I'll lift my Suburban today. Yeah, let's do that. If you guys haven't, you should probably subscribe to see the whole build on this thing that I just did. I'm on the final step as I approach it while she runs. I got to go put my 6-inch lift, can't remember the brand, Rough Country lift on it at my neighbor's house around that corner. So I can only turn this thing in a quarter turn, so bear with me. Now she's been sitting for a couple days, so bear with me here. Can't make the 90-degree turn. It's a good thing the road I live on is not that. Oh, we rub. This may take a while. Forward! Oh, that was only 1 reset. Don't mind the water spots on the hood. We're cruising. Just hope the sticky throttle doesn't stick forever. She's a runner, guys. All right, now comes the fun part. Hopefully nobody's around this corner. Oh God, there's a car coming. Oh geez. Oh, we're good. Oh, we're not that good. All right, had another car pass. All right, oh boy, we're in second. Oh, we're rubbing. Oh, that sounds so bad. I hope I didn't break anything. Back it back up. All right, that was actually pretty good. Now this bump's gonna be fun. I'm gonna do this off camera. All right, we're in. Woohoo! Only almost ripped my fender off 3 times. Call it a win. Rough Country, 3/4 ton, which they make, Suburban lift. So 3/4 ton springs here, all the bushings, all the shocks. And then it's got the little, right here. Got the big steering arm thing in there. Like I had started in a previous episode, I have to get this stuff undone, and it is seized. You name it, penetrant didn't work, so we're just gonna cut the old U-bolts. Obviously, there's nice cars over there that I don't want to hit with sparks for, well, obvious reasons. Try not to hit the axle, because that would ruin my day. It cost me a lot of money. Got that bad boy off. The U-bolts, I think I got to retain that top bracket, so we're going to do the other side, and then I'll get the leaves out. And then I'll get the new ones in, which you guys don't need to watch because it's really boring to do the exact same thing twice. And then we'll do the new ones. Stop playing with the phone.
Daddy.
Yeah.
I'm setting it up.
Yeah.
You guys like this video, so yeah?
What if we undid all the shocks? Huh? What if we undo the shocks, leave it on the jack stands, and just lift the body up? Maybe. I could just sawzall them or cut them.
Okay, so this is our YouTube channel. We started today. I mean, like, I don't know when it's going to come out, so you'll have a good time watching it. Yeah.
Went out to my shop to finish up my Suburban, and I forgot I was at my neighbor's house. Of course, it's the first day it's rained in a month. I think it's a short walk. Quick story time. Upon walking over to my neighbor's house that day, he had put it back together. So thank you, Billy. He had put the front end together. We were having issues with the U-bolts. So I didn't really do a tutorial on it, but it's together. And also, I didn't film the back end being put back together, or I guess the rear end, for the sole purpose that I didn't hit the red record button on my camera. So, well, I'll just show you guys the truck. Or SUV, for those who are overly particular. did it. Check it out. My neighbors are watching me, so this might be kind of awkward. Haven't decided if the tires are too big or they're not too big. I think they're too small. I kind of like it. I gotta wrap that mirror. I will say this, that lift I used, I don't know why they can't just give you new hardware. So, but yeah, no complaints, really. Now I got a couple of things I'm gonna finish up with this thing. Tow package, gotta put the drip rails on it, and the roof rack brackets, and I gotta put the white on it, but I'm not gonna do that for a while because I'm gonna start another project, because now I can drive this thing. So, it may or may not have a Bluetooth front end, but we also may or may not need four-wheel drive for at least 4 months. Probably 2 with my luck. I plan on walking you guys through putting the lift on, but my neighbor did a lot of it for me, so thank you, Billy. Couldn't have done it without him. Couldn't have done it without my buddy Rich as well, the sanding fairy. My wife for letting me do it. But yeah, this thing's done. We are just gonna tinker on it, get it right. When I wrap it, I'll show you guys that video. Man, look at my view. There's my dog. Dale. You're a good dog. I took the old Blue on its first road trip, and oh man, show you. My rather light side-by-side on a rather light car trailer. We got ourselves our first issue. Something that my tiny brain didn't calculate was when you put a big lift, which doesn't really affect it, but when you put bigger tires, the gearing gets a little sketchy, and the transmission doesn't really like it. Oh well, I'll figure those out in the next couple weeks. In all honesty, really anybody can do this. I'm blessed I make pretty decent money in my regular job. I also sold my truck to fund this project. So if you have stuff laying around that you need to sell, somebody wants it, somebody needs it, sell it. Buy one of these. You can find, I've found 4 or 5 Suburbans in the last week that are less than $1,800, no rust, probably need motor work and paint and a little bit of interior work, but you too could do this. You could do it. You could do it. Small block Chevys are cheap. If you're just gonna drive it, haul the family, put a small block in it. You don't need some hopped up race car motor. But it's a square body Chevy that isn't some high dollar short bed Chevrolet, right? That's my storage shelf right now. Going out and finding one, I've had that for 15 years, so before the prices went insane. You can get one yourself. Just buy the Suburbans. There's so many of them out there in different parts of disrepair. Some are running, some are driving, some aren't. I got lucky, mine was a runner. Everything works for the most part, but I paid a little extra. If you go buy one for 1,800 bucks, you could probably find one in that shape for $1,800, previous shape before I fixed it, and do this yourself. So do that. Make sure you subscribe, that'd be cool. Watch this whole video, that'd be great. I really appreciate you guys. This has been an awesome build, and I got plenty more coming for you. So whether it's cars, go-karts, RC cars, I'm just gonna keep building some cool stuff for me and my kids to hang out and do together. So like and subscribe, or whatever they say to do when they do the YouTube videos. Bye.